Welcome back, students, to the second half of the chapter 1.3, The Call of the Soil. We had stopped at the point where the author is really happy with the yield of moong, which he has got almost 300 kilograms of moong. Now has come the time where it's the rice growing season, and the author is a bit late for that. So he's been suggested that he should go with the GR4 variety, that's the hybrid variety of seeds of rice, okay, which was short term meaning it doesn't take a long time to grow, and this was recommended by the agricultural officers at Coast Guard. Okay, so but then they had learnt a lesson that if you're a little late, then the crop can get damaged or you might not get the expected quality of yield. Now he wants, this time he had decided that the next time they would grow the traditional variety of rice, and he's been reading quite a lot of stuff about where he could find traditional variety of rice. And then he says that the traditional variety of rice has certain advantages. What are those? That he says that they do not require high inputs of fertilizers, so less of fertilizers, and secondly, they are very strong and resistant to pest. They don't get attacked easily by insects or pest, and they didn't want to use chemicals at all, and the last year's experience had taught them that, okay, because when they had grown moong, they had made absolutely no use of the pesticides at all, okay, and no use of they wanted to have only the traditional type of rice. Okay, now it is April 2005, and they are on search for the traditional variety of rice. And he happened to talk to all the neighbors in the village, and a businessman from Mumbai who owned the land had suggested that we plant a local scented variety of rice. That's how it has been drilled into the author's mind that we should go for traditional variety of rice. But then mostly it was seen that all the farmers in this Pate, this is a village, Pate village, they had all switched, or they were only growing hybrid variety of rice. And whenever or wherever he went on talking about this traditional variety of rice, he is been mocked at. When he was asking about the Desi variety, he has been simply mocked at. And he went to many villages inquiring, but it was of no use. But then the author was not going to lose his hopes. Now he has talking to the author has talked to Babban's father and some other elders. Okay, elders, they could give the best advice. So somehow from their conversation, the name of Kasbai has arisen. And Kasbai. So what is this Kasbai? Kasbai is a traditional long grain rice variety which has a distinct aroma. It has a beautiful smell, but it is milder than Basmati. So Basmati is supposed to be the best quality of rice. It's a little lower than that, but it is equally aromatic. It's a long duration crop. It certainly takes a long time to grow. But then, people say that it's been long time since this particular crop has been grown, and this has seemed to just have been disappeared because people are no longer growing this particular rice. Now the author is very much determined that they should somehow go and find out seeds of Kasbai. So he thought that the best thing was to go and ask the agricultural officer. And he says that a visit to the agricultural officer was enlightening. Enlightening means it gave him wonderful information about whole variety available of rice. But then Kasbai, he did not know about Kasbai. So it was very funny and ridiculous that he never knew that such a variety of rice existed. So he said that the villagers are taking him for a ride. They are making fun of you. They no such variety of rice actually exists. he rattled off the names of a number of latest hybrids. Rattled meaning he could mention names of few, talk instantly, mention a few names of the hybrid variety, but Kasbai was nowhere in his list. So the author is disappointed and he started cursing himself. Oh my god, it's just been a waste of my time, because this fellow doesn't know anything about Kasbai. What he does next is he goes to Adivasi Mahamandal at Kasa, which buys rice from Adivasi villagers. So Adivasi tribes here grow these kind of crops and they sell it to the government. Okay, but even there also he was unable to find Kasbai. A good indication why people did not grow it anymore. So since it is not being grown now, nobody knows about it these days, and even if it was to be grown, they would find it very difficult to sell that, because these days nobody purchased Kasbai. Okay. So then next he says yes, the officer in charge here had more knowledge of rice and did remember. So the officer in this place at Adivasi Mahamandal, he could find the in charge over there, the officer in charge remembered about Kasbai. So he had some knowledge about Kasbai. Now next what he does is he goes to Dhaniwari. Babban and I started looking for Devu Handa. Now who's Devu Handa? Devu Handa is actually an old man. He's he's wearing a cap. He's sitting in his house on a charpoy, and he's the ex-sarpanch of the village. So he has a lot of land, and he has a huge house, a family, and they started talking about each other. Okay, the author started introducing, they shared some pleasant, usual pleasantries. They exchanged, what they are, who they are, from where they have come, and what is their purpose of their visit, and all these things he told him. That is the time he mentioned about Kasbai, and immediately the reaction of Devu Handa was, the mere mention of Kasbai brought tears. His eyes turned dreamy and a tremble in the voice. So you could find that this man was so attached to that particular rice. There was a time, he himself says, there was a time when people passing our village during lunchtime would be forced to stop and ask for a meal. Such tempting would be the smell that anybody passing by couldn't help stopping by and having a bowl of rice. Those people in the village are very innocent and selfless, unlike the people in urban areas, right? So you would stop there. If you would ask for a meal, nobody would have a second thought about it. Okay, such was the alluring, so attractive the smell of Kasbai was. The entire area would simply smell of Kasbai. Such was the aroma, because almost all the houses, when they start cooking, all the houses, this particular rice is being cooked. So you could understand how strong the smell of Kasbai would have been. But then unfortunately these days people have turned to hybrid varieties. Nobody is bothered, or nobody even has the knowledge of Kasbai. And he says that now there is no option, there is no choice, and he is forced to eat this rice which is so insipid. Insipid meaning absolutely tasteless or flavorless. Okay, so we shall stop our video lecture here and continue in the next. I hope you've understood till here. Thank you.